When I first enrolled at UVU, it was UVSC, and I had all intents and purposes to just finish my general ed and then transfer to a different school at BYU, maybe out of state, a high reputable university for accounting. So I figured I'd save some money, go to UVSC, get my generals, and then when UVSC transitioned to UVU and really, started pushing, becoming a better university, and it just really made me think about, okay, do I want to stay? Should I go? And at the point where I was making my decision, I was taking a financial accounting class, and a professor would have us come into his office after we took a test. I know a lot of professors will just kind of go over a test in class, but he felt like that wouldn't really help people because each individual had different questions, and so he'd have you come into his office if you had questions about the test. So I went in, asked him about the questions that I had missed, and after we were done, I was ready to go, and he's just like, so tell me about yourself. What are you planning on doing? What are your career goals? Where do you want to be in 5 years? I just remember being really taken back that this professor was taking time to get to know me as a person rather than just, here's what you missed, do better on the next test.
One of my first semesters here, I believe it was my second semester, I took anatomy, which is a very difficult class. Class was at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then if you didn't understand any of the concepts, because it is a lot of information, a ton of information, he would hold every Tuesday and Thursdays special study groups for 2 hours outside of his normal time that any of his students were welcome to come to. Then you have lab, and lab you have a scheduled time and then an open lab time. And during the open lab time, that's usually from like 7 p.m. to midnight, and he would show up if you needed any help to know like where the certain bone was or how it fit together with another bone or how it worked within the body or anything like that. He would come and help you, even late at night.
I've always been fascinated by professors who remember students' names after a few weeks. It's not everybody's strength. I'm not particularly good with names. Being able to read out a student's name, and that also helps other students to know who other people are in the class. And so when you're having a group discussion, you can remember the other student's name. In that extent, where people's names, identity is being revealed is important, because then it makes the class interaction different, because people appreciate people for who they are or where they're from.
I didn't necessarily just always disclose that I was a first-generation student. I don't necessarily like the idea of favors. But then again, I didn't know what it was like. I didn't know what to expect. So my interest in school radiated off of how the professor was teaching. So the professors that simply put forth an interest, I found that I didn't need to tell them where I was coming from. I didn't need to tell them my background because they already had it. They already had the interest of dropping to my level and talking to me face to face.
The guidelines presented here are important practices for every faculty member. Because of the continuing good work of so many UVU faculty and staff, we have made tremendous strides in retaining our students. Since the implementation of the Student Success and Retention Initiative in 2006, UVU has increased its fall-to-fall first-year student retention rate by 27%. I want each of you to know that I appreciate your dedication to your students and their success at UVU. I encourage you to continue to seek out and assist those students who may require an additional boost in persisting toward their college goals.
Research tells us that most students leave college for reasons that are generally unrelated to faculty or academic issues. An increasing number of students work full-time while enrolled in college and cite that balancing work and school is simply too stressful. Other students, especially first-generation students, cite an absence of parental or family support, so they lack understanding of the benefits a college education will bring them. Regardless of the reasons a student may choose to leave college, most of which are beyond our control, I am amazed at the level of influence a faculty member can wield in helping a student choose to stay in school despite any difficult personal circumstances the student may face. As the student testimonials you have just seen show, caring and impassioned teachers have a tremendous opportunity to positively impact our students. I challenge all of you to accept this influential role with the realization that the impact has the potential to extend across generations.
We personally encourage you as professors, teachers, and mentors to develop a faculty culture that enthusiastically supports and participates in all of the retention initiatives mentioned in this presentation. You may never know how these small but important activities might positively change the entire course of a student's college career.